Hang on.
This is John's House, a daily place for real conversation about Frederick. From the decisions that affect your neighborhood to the events, nonprofits, restaurants, and local leaders that make this community move. Local, regional, national, and always connected to home. Come on in. John's House starts now.
All right, welcome to, what is today anyways? It's Tuesday. It's the second day of the week. We have beautiful weather once again. I tell you what, earlier, a couple of weeks ago, we're dealing with 100-degree temperature, and now it's almost feeling like fall. Temperatures aren't supposed to get above 80 degrees today, and we have plenty of sunshine in Studio 401. We look just outside the windows, and that's what we see. Thanks to Danny and AJ for handling. Good morning, Frederick. Before we started our show today, it is now John's House. My name is John Hunt on the Everything Frederick Live Network. And in the studio with me, I do have a guest, and it is Dave from Rosati's Pizza. And let's see here. I got to add you to the stage. See, I'm learning to do this at the same time we're doing this. So I got that right without prompting. So how are you, my friend? This morning, I understand you have a busy day.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm real busy this morning. And I came in to, talk about one of our premier sandwiches that we offer at Rosati's. And just wanted to show you what we're offering from Chicago. So. Okay.
And before we do that, actually, if we could get the sandwiches unwrapped so you could, or at least one of them, so we could see what the sandwiches look like. My producer's back there getting things set up, and we could just at least unwrap one of those sandwiches so that we can have it on camera in just a couple of minutes. But before we get to the actual sandwich, Dave, tell me, I guess you told, when you and I were talking off stage, if you will, you had said that a lot of people get Philly cheesesteaks and Chicago Italian beef mixed up. Now, you guys do Chicago-style pizzas. Tell me about the Chicago-style Italian beef, and what's the difference between the two?
Well, all right, Italian beef originated from Chicago. Mm-hmm. It is a Chicago thing. It came about back in the 1900s. Many of the Italian immigrants, they were looking for cheaper cuts of beef, and they came up with the Italian beef. It's a very thin sliced beef, mm-hmm. and they roast it and braise it for many hours to take a tough cut of beef that was relatively cheap at the time and make it into something delicious. And they would slice it very thin, almost paper thin, and put it on rolls, French bread or Italian bread, mm-hmm. and serve that. That was a big thing back in the early 1900s. And it evolved into the 50s and 60s into the restaurant industry in the Chicagoland area. And Italian beef became the Chicago thing. And it's usually served with the au jus that the beef was cooked in. And the sandwich has this little soggy texture to it, but that's what they love. A lot of the big beef houses over there will actually take the sandwich and dunk it right in the au jus.
Oh, okay.
So it's a different from the Philly cheesesteak, which mm-hmm. is cooked on a flat top and then served with cheese, typically lettuce, tomato, things like that. Whereas the Chicago style is mainly you can get it with their hot giardiniera. Okay, that's another unique thing coming out of Chicago. It's I have a little jar of it here, and we can talk a little bit about that. It's serrano peppers, a little bit of cauliflower, carrots, and it's served usually in an oil base, and that's served over the sandwich. And that's really one of the typical things that they serve the Italian beef with. You can get it with sweet peppers, and some Chicagoans, they like it with cheese. So we'll put mozzarella cheese on it. I do have a variation of the sandwich also with Italian sausage and Italian beef. They call that a combo. And then I brought another sandwich, which is called the Chief, and that's short for cheesy beef.
Okay.
So that's another unique thing from Chicago.
So you're talking about dipping it in the au jus. Is that does that make it like a French dip kind of, or?
Well, the whole sandwich basically is dipped right in. So it is similar to a French dip, but it's done before you receive the sandwich. So it's nice and juicy and delicious that way, and a little sloppy.
So you might need a fork and a knife to help you eat it.
Yeah,
by the time you're done.
Sure. Some people,
but that makes it even better. Messy food is usually really good food.
Yeah.
And if we could get a picture of this on the screen, I'm trying to do that from my spot here, and I'm not able to get the picture on the screen. I had clicked add to the stage a couple of times, and all it did was bring the microphone on. So we're hoping to get a picture of the sandwiches here as well. And you guys, of course, not only have the delicious sandwiches, but some of the best, or the best, Chicago pizza in the area. And I've tried all your different. I've tried your thin crust and your medium crust, and then your pan crust, and then the super crust. I don't know what you call that really big, like loaded pizza.
The Rosati Monster.
Yes.
Yes, that one is very popular. And you can get that in deep dish, thin crust, or our double dough, which is like a hand toss pizza. And people love that one. That one's loaded with mushrooms, onions, green pepper. And then we put on ground beef, green and black olives, pepperoni, sausage. Top it with mozzarella.
Making me hungry, man. It's too early for that.
And then a little bit of bacon on top of that, too. So people really love that one.
Okay.
It's delicious.
And do me a favor. Let's talk a little bit about fan favorites. When people come in there, and you guys have some desserts and some other things, tell me what some of the things you sell the most of, the biggest fan favorites. I'm going to jump off the screen, and I'm going to go over here and reach out and hold up a piece of one of the sandwiches up to the screen.
Oh, sure.
We've been unable to get that put up on the screen. So let us know what are some of the fan favorites.
Well, all of our ingredients are from Chicago, and I get a weekly shipment in from Chicago. So what you're getting here in Frederick is the same exact thing they're making in Chicago. And that's what the draw really is the deep dish. People come from all over to have it, the deep dish. But also our thin crust pizzas are just delicious, phenomenal.
Okay.
And if you want to get the...
I want to eat it right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's those... Italian beefs are straight from Chicago, and people come from all over too to get those. So
and it's making the studio smell really good. I know AJ and Bella and our other guests that are in the studio, they're like, it might be early, but I might have to do it a little bit early. Delicious stuff here in front of us. All right, well, let us know the best place to order. I like to order online and then come and pick it up. What's the best way to do that when you're coming out to Rosati's?
Yeah, I online ordering is great. You just get on our website right here and select Frederick, and you can order online. I mean, if you want to call, that's fine too. We'll take your order, and it's that easy. Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub also take our orders, and we'll have them deliver for you if we're not in your area. And they can deliver. So that's another option also.
And of course, that place is, there we go, I want to show that, rosatispizza.com if they want to order online and do it that way. And you guys have like 2-liter sodas and stuff like that when people come by. They
Sure.
can get their
20
drinks there
ounce,
as
2
well.
liters, Coke products. Yeah.
Okay.
We've got everything for everybody.
And is there anything that we haven't talked about that people I'm a big fan of your cinnamon sticks. I think those things are really good. They're kind of like going to the fair and, but cinnamon on them.
Right. And they have that icing dipping sauce with it that make it just irresistible. And, and then I have the garlic breadsticks also. Those are big favorites.
Okay.
People love those. And we have our newer Rick sticks, which is a cheesy garlic breadstick, which are really good and popular. It's just, there's just a lot of selections. I have salads. And if you want pastas too, we have our Rosati's marinara that's just delicious, Alfredo. So there's a whole selection of things. And if you're after like chicken wings, things like that, we'll do that also.
Yes, so many great choices over there. I know you have to get to, you have some big orders coming up. But if anybody's coming in for lunch today, is there anything else that we missed that they might need to know about? Because, hey, it's all good food. Everything I've had at Rosati's is delish. And you guys have been around the region for a little while, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've been here for 8 years now, serving up pizzas and delicious things from Chicago. We do have our daily pizza by the slice.
That's right. For lunch.
Yeah. 11 to 3 p.m. You have a choice of cheese, pepperoni, or sausage. And you get that with a drink for $7. So that's a great deal. It's a big slice. A lot of people, after they have one slice, they're like, no, that's enough for me. And it's a nice lunchtime, quick and easy. Get in there, get your slice. And, if you're quick for lunch, it's a great place to come and get that.
Yeah. So. Or you could just pick it up and then work at your desk, which too many of us do, on the regular basis. So you're not supposed to. You're supposed to take your time and eat a nice lunch, but almost never works out that way. Anyways, Dave, I appreciate you coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Rosati'sPizza.com is the place if you want to order online, and they'll have it ready for you, hot and fresh. And I haven't had a bad pizza there yet. I got to start switching over to trying the sandwiches and the pastas. I'm a big ziti kind of guy.
Oh,
and, have to try those things over there as well. So I do appreciate you coming by and taking the time today. And I know you're having some knee surgery, so I hope everything goes nice and smooth for you, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, that's going to happen next week. So I'll be out of action for a little bit, but I'll be back. I'm going to work hard to get through that one. So.
I'm sure. And it does take a little bit of rehab work to get you back where you need to be. I'm sure you'll be just chomping at the bit to get back in the shop, and the staff will take good care of everybody who comes in and visits.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend, for coming by. Dave from Rosati's Pizza. And I am going to jump out of the studio for a second. We're going to take care of a little business. As a matter of fact, we're going to take care of our friends right here at Rosati's Pizza. My name is John Hunt, and this is John's House.
Frederick, if you're craving real Chicago-style flavor, Rosati's is bringing it. From their cheesy, loaded deep dish pizza to crispy tavern-style thin crust, every bite is packed with that classic Rosati's taste. And don't sleep on the steak and cheese sub. Hot, hearty, and seriously satisfying. Rosati's has been serving family recipes since 1964, and now you can get it right here in Frederick. Stop by 911 West 7th Street or order online at rosatispizza.com. Rosati's, keeping it real since 1964.
Hot Fired Arts is Frederick's handmade, locally owned art studio where creativity meets community. Since 2016, they've offered hands-on art experiences for all ages, from pottery and fused glass to wet clay and canvas painting. Whether you're looking for a fun family outing, a date night, or a creative outlet, they make art accessible and enjoyable for all skill levels. Stop by and see them today in the Fairview Shopping Center on 7th Street, Frederick, or visit them online at hotfiredarts.com.
How much should law enforcement be able to see when you drive down the street? Flock cameras are raising serious questions about public safety, privacy, tracking, and your data. Now, Everything Frederick Live is bringing the conversation face to face. Join Maryland gubernatorial candidate Dan Cox, Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins, former Frederick Mayor Jeff Holtzinger, and State Senator William Folden for a special flock camera town hall. The questions are yours. The conversation starts here. Join us Wednesday, August 26th at 7 p.m. on Everything Frederick Live.
Back in the studio number 401 here on the Everything Frederick Live Network. My name is John Hunt. This is John's house. And this is a little unusual because this guy's usually working really hard on Good Morning Frederick and getting things done around town and tasting food all over the place. But in the studio with me is AJ, superstar newscaster on Good Morning Frederick with Danny. How are you this morning, my friend?
I'm doing good. I wouldn't say superstar, but
yes,
thank
you are, man.
That's
Come on.
Very sweet of you.
You pay me later, but it's
exactly.
Anyways, there's a big thing that I haven't touched on my show a lot because I'm not as educated as you are on this subject. And it's the flock cameras that are showing up all over Frederick and all around this region.
Yeah.
So maybe tell me a little bit about this. And then there's a town hall coming up.
There is. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. We got a lot of distinguished guests. I'm very excited. Sheriff Chuck Jenkins will be there. Dan Cox, running for governor, will be there. We have... Bill Folden, who's state senator, and you have
Holtzinger coming too.
And Jeff Holtzinger. Yeah. So this is going to be a good event. Number one, I would just say, we've gotten to the point where people are just using flock cameras, like we use the word Kleenex for tissues. It's not just flock. There's 3 or 4 different major brands of license plate readers that are out there. Flock is the biggest one, and it's the one making the most noise, and people are starting to discover what's going on with it. But for instance, the Frederick City Police use a company called Utility, and there's Axion, and there's a bunch of different camera license plate readers. They all don't do the same thing. The mayor was on WFMD this morning with Bob and was talking about, we don't have flock cameras, and so it's sort of a disingenuous move to of course they don't have flock, that's the brand name, they have license plate readers, and it just depends on what they're actually doing, because now with the advent of AI, these license plate readers are not just reading license plates. Number one, they're reading your car color, dents, trunks, spots for damage, color. Some of the flock terms that police are using are white T-shirt and tattoos. So they're not looking for just license plates. Infused with AI, if they're capable of capturing what I call a digital footprint. And what a digital footprint is, you have your phone on you every time you travel. You have your smartwatch, and those all emit signals. And at some point, the flock or the cameras, the license plate readers infused with AI and on a total network can build a digital footprint of exactly who you are. And then there's actually 110,000 cameras, not just the flock cameras, but also other cameras all over the United States. So they can track your movement from literally Frederick to California and know exactly where you were, what you're doing, and whatnot. Now, the police say this is a tool, and of course it is a tool to use for bank robbers and missing persons, and they tell you all the good things. But the bad thing is they're surveilling everybody in the population to maybe find 1 or 2 people doing things wrong. Not only that, they're reading 1 billion license plates a month. There's a 3% disparity on these cameras. They're wrong 3% of the time because they're not actually taking a picture. A lot of people think they take a picture of you. They're taking the camera will look at the license plate, and then it digitally will assume what it is. So it's not, because people don't think like that. So it's not taking an exact picture and then reading the numbers off. It's like, oh, that looks like a 7. It's got to be a 7. Now it's very accurate. 3%, you're thinking, oh, that's not bad. But out of 1 billion license plates a month, I think that's 30 million wrong hits. And the problem with the wrong hit of a flock camera is it could send a local Frederick City police, if they just have one number wrong, they could say, hey, John Hunt is driving a Ford Explorer. He's robbed a bank. He shot 2 people. Be very careful. So these stops are not like, hey, how you doing? They're like coming up with dogs, with guns, yanking you out by your face and assuming that you're this person when it's a wrong hit. So there's a number of serious problems problems with these cameras.
Well, I'm a big constitutionalist. That's my daughter says I should be my political party. I should be the constitutionalist party. I would think this, there's a couple sides to it, but I think this is completely unconstitutional.
Well, I agree with you, but it's under anytime the government or whoever is in control you want to talk to, if you want to talk about the cabal or whoever, but this is the government or their overreach is always under the guise of, we're going to make you safer. We're going to find all these bad guys. You don't worry about it. If you're not doing anything wrong, don't worry about it, which is totally, I just told you, there's been thousands of wronged people that have gone through. I mean, one guy in Toledo, Ohio was bitten by a police dog, mauled so bad he had to go to the hospital. Grandparents have been yanked out of their car by gunpoint while kids are in the back. These are all things that are actually happening under the guise of safety. And of course, that's how they push the Patriot Act, and they're just doing that with this. So I think it's obviously also unconstitutional. And I know right now there's a few cases in federal court that are going to be deciding that. So
now I try to bring up both sides of the issue, and you touched on one of the other side's issues, if you will. I say other side, but the issue of, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, what are you worried about? Right. But again, you just said that, people are showing, police officers or FBI or ICE or whoever is just showing up at your door and you aren't even the right person.
Not only that, there's a case in Colorado of a lady that just happened to be in the same area as a stolen package. This police officer who was very, it was the most egregious stop that I've ever seen, came to her house. He only had flock data. He did no other police work. Her car was in the area. She was a blonde woman. A blonde woman stole a package. And so he came over with a bunch of flock camera items and served her an arrest warrant and said, I know it's you. You did it. Here's your car. Here's the package. I know everything. You can't get in and out of the city without, you've probably seen it's got like 10 million views, without us knowing anything. Here's your arrest warrant. Come to court. And of course, luckily, she had a Rivian, which is one of those electric trucks, which, again, tracks your every movement. And by that and some Ring doorbell footage, she was able to prove her innocence. But this country is not, you're not guilty until proven innocent. You're innocent until proven guilty. This guy, sheriff, showed up and did this whole thing. And that's just one of 1,000 problems. But they're out there. So this whole guise of, hey, you don't do anything wrong and you'll be okay, totally false. And it's a stupid argument.
All right. Well, tomorrow night is the big night. Give them the details one more time, if you will, where, when, how to watch.
Yeah, right here on this network, the Everything Frederick News Network. You can just hit one of our YouTube channels or Facebook. It's at 7 o'clock. I said we have some distinguished guests that are going to be talking about this. And I would love to find the people. It's funny because I've called the Maryland State Police, the Frederick City Police. I've called a few people that are online talking about how great flock cameras are on. I can't get any of them to come to this thing because nobody wants to argue, I guess, in public for surveillance of the citizens, in my opinion. So, but I'll have to be the bad guy. I'll ask the questions that these guys are asking online, and then hopefully it'll be great to at least get some information to see what is exactly happening with your rights and your constitutional your stance.
All right, now I do have one other question for you, just more on, not about this, that I think is kind of funny. I'm sure you've seen the videos. I've seen a million of them. What do you think about people who booby trap items that are on the porch that's to catch the people that are trying to steal them, and then explodes in their faces and they turn pink or blue or whatever? Have you seen those?
Listen, I love it. I love anytime. Listen, if you're breaking the law, you deserve to have something happen to you. Porch pirating is terrible. It's hard to police because it's a quick thing. I hate it. It's these human beings that just steal from other people. I'm not a big fan. So I actually rather enjoy it. There's a lot of AI that aren't true, like the boxes blowing up and covering them. But there is an actual YouTuber that puts glitter and a bunch of sprays in these boxes, and he has a whole YouTube channel dedicated to it. So I'm a big fan of that. So
wow. All right, man. Well, I'm going to let you go. Don't forget to grab one of those delicious Rosati sandwiches that we have on the side.
Sounds good.
They brought us 3 big, fat, sub-looking sandwiches. I'm looking forward to having those later. So thanks, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, there you go. AJ is here. A big part of Good Morning Frederick, handling news each and every morning, Monday through Friday, with Danny and the rest of their crew on the Everything Frederick Live Network. I will be back in just a couple minutes right here on John's House.
Hi, I'm Jerry Donald, Frederick County Council member, and I'm running for the Maryland House of Delegates. As a council member, I wrote the impact fee law to help build new schools and libraries, the riparian buffer law to make our streams and rivers cleaner. I sponsored a bill to allow farmers to sell directly to the public at farm stands, and I wrote the law that created the Frederick County Board of Health. I voted against the increases to income and property taxes, and I voted against the expansion of the data center overlay. As a delegate, my focus is to bring your tax dollars back to Frederick County for roads, schools, and libraries. Paid for by Citizens for Jerry Donald, Cam Rayner, Treasurer.
Sponsored by Maryland Lottery. Tons of ways to win. Hot scratch-offs like Big Money, where a $5 ticket could net you $50,000, or the $2 Monopoly ticket with a top prize of $10,000. Go to mdlottery.com for all the details. Plus, you can download the app and scan your tickets to see if you're a winner. Must be 18 to play. Please play responsibly. Sponsored by Intense Barbecue. Family-owned barbecue food truck and catering company cooking in small batches to ensure that the food is the freshest it can be. Intense Barbecue can cater your events, and they do any kind of food. It doesn't have to be barbecue. Find them at sebbq.com and satisfy your meat tooth.
Back in Studio 401, and let's see, there we go. It's gone. I was going to push a button, but I don't know if it would have been the right one. Anyways, oh my gosh. Thanks to Bella for getting us through here this morning as I learn my way around running the show and producing it by myself. I will be doing that completely by Monday, and I'm comfortable with it. I just need to learn which button does what kind of things. And we already have a big step in the right direction, thanks to Dougie and Bella teaching me the way to go. So a couple of things going on around the area that we hadn't touched base on. First off, the lake area at Cunningham Falls, we've talked about it a few times, has now reopened for fishermen and hunters after being shut down for a few weeks because of the 2 rabid beavers that bit people visiting there, according to the Maryland Department of Natural Resources. So if you're going up to Thurmont and you're going to the park, going to Cunningham Falls, you can go to every area, but still, as you should, no matter where you are, watch out for rabid beavers. Just had to say that. The Frederick City Council unanimously approved major reductions for taxi cab drivers. This is interesting, including dropping the permit fee from $2,500. That was the permit fee. It's almost like being in New York and buying those medallions, down to just $50. New license applications are just $10. A new license is $25. Permit renewal, transfer, or replacements are just $25 now. With Uber and Lyft making it harder for indie taxi drivers to compete, these changes improve the availability of transportation for residents without personal vehicles. And by the way, up to 3 months of taxi funds can be stored on a new card, which I'm going to tell you about in just a second. And by the way, don't forget that the county has the new Taxi Access program that is for seniors and people with disabilities to receive $70 worth of fares for just $10 in Zone A, which includes the zip codes 21701, 21702, and 21703. All other Frederick County zip codes are Zone B, and those residents will receive $140 in taxi fares for just $20. Customer fares will be applied to a reloadable credit card. Swiping is a credit card style swipe card with a photo ID on it. For more information, go to frederickcountymd.gov and look for the Taxi Access Program, the TAP program, which is also called helps seniors 60 years of age and older. And again, up to 3 months of taxi funds can be stored on one card. If you want more information, you can either, again, go to frederickcountymd.gov and look for the Taxi Access Program, or call 301-600-2065 to register. I want to thank all of our sponsors, by the way. They are lining up to jump on board the Everything Frederick Live Network. Holtz Opel, heating, air conditioning, and electrical services just came on board yesterday, and we appreciate them. the Pickle Park at 355 Ballinger Center Drive. You want to play pickleball, you want to learn, Craig and his crew will be there to help you. Also, Peak Performance, which is right next door to the Pickle Park at 355 Ballinger Center Drive. You want to get massive, you want to get big and strong, that is the place to work out. A big open gym, and these guys know what they're doing with classes and everything you might need to get yourself a little bit bigger, whether you want to get just a little bit toned or you want to get Arnold Schwarzenegger big. They will take care of you. Rosati's Pizza. Dave was just here in the studio from 7th Street, and Hot Fired Arts, also just across the parking lot from them. And Jerry Donald for Delegate, who's running for the 4th District Maryland Delegate. All new sponsors on John's House and here on the Everything Frederick Live Network. And I have one other subject that we're going to touch on today. And I'm looking at the time. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Hispanic enrollment in Maryland schools is beginning to decline over the last 2 years after growing the previous 7 years at an average rate of almost 5% per school year. So Maryland has been kind of a sanctuary area for people coming into the country, and Hispanic enrollment had been jumping for the last 7 years. Now, the average rate was almost 5% per school year. Maryland's overall enrollment has now dropped by 1.2% last year. The amount of immigration arrests are being linked to this trend, as well as the number of families that are self-deporting to their home countries. So again, over the last year, it has been almost 5% per school year that the rate has been rising. And this year and the previous year, it has dropped by 4.9%. So just under that 5% that it had been growing each year over the last 7 years. Some counties like Prince George's, Montgomery, Charles, and Baltimore County and City have had even higher numbers of students that are now no longer in their school system. So there's a piece of information that we may touch base on a little bit in more detail as the week goes on and the story continues to grow. But again, the amount of Hispanic students now that the school year has started has drastically dropped in Maryland schools. All right, we have so much going on this week. It's going to be a lot of fun as we continue to grow this show and all the other shows on the Everything Frederick Live Network. 15 different podcasts, including Good Morning Frederick, which is a daily podcast with Danny and AJ, and Frederick Sports, which comes on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Today, we will be interviewing, Gus will be on. Gus the Bus will be on the show today, the broadcaster, Gus Balow from the Frederick Keys. And he's going to talk about it's crazy that single A baseball is almost done for the season. The last 6-game homestand starts tonight over at the Keys Stadium. And then next week, they'll play at Brooklyn, and the regular season is over. And then it will be playoff time. You can get your playoff tickets right there at the Frederick Keys website, frederickkeys.com. So we can talk about that today at 4 o'clock. I do appreciate you hanging out with me. My name is John Hunt. Remember, eat some Rosati's Pizza today, and you are what you listen to and eat as well. Again, my name is John Hunt. This has been Frederick Sports.
This episode is a proud production of the Everything Frederick Live Podcast Network. Your home for Frederick's best podcasts, streaming daily on YouTube.